We're living in a time when there is very little trust in democratic institutions in our country, but we are founded on the idea that ordinary people need to have a voice in how we're governed. And to do that, people need to have access to news and information. Colorado Media Project was founded by local community leaders to support the local news ecosystem, because local news really is a public good that everybody needs to participate in our democracy.
COLab is a journalism collaborative made of 9, 10, 12 different news organizations and supporting journalism organizations coming together for the first time in a collective space. Those news organizations will be coming together to kind of replicate in some ways the newsroom of old, where you had all kinds of journalists of all different experiences and expertise coming together.
The business and funding model of media and journalism has been totally changing over the last decade, and a lot of media organizations are struggling. And in this landscape, in this climate, we can't afford to be redundant. We can't afford to be repeating each other's efforts. Being together is one of the easiest ways to find those opportunities to collaborate, to find comparative advantages and capitalize on those, and really collaborate in ways that lift up the whole community, the whole journalism ecosystem in Colorado.
We all have a great idea that might be just too much for us to bite off. There's no way that we're going to have our own radio station. There's no way that we're going to have our own TV station. But we could definitely call on our colleagues in the COLab space to say, like, look, we have this awesome idea. Wouldn't it be cool to convene with the Associated Press, the Colorado Independent, and make something great for our whole community?
With reporters who are strengthened through collaboration, I believe, questions that might not be asked are being asked. And we're benefiting from learning from one another, brainstorming, just in the same way that a newsroom is stronger when you have more diverse perspectives, so too is a workspace in which you have news outlets that are coming from different points of view.
The result is more journalism, smarter journalism, and collaborative journalism. We are much more than the sum of our parts when we do this. Being able to share ideas and share resources is going to make us all smarter. If I can get up out of my chair and walk over to another news organization's desk and say, I have an idea, what do you think? It's just going to happen organically.
The ability to lower our overhead allows us to be able to reallocate our resources towards more meaningful activities. That's a critical part, is what else can I be doing besides paying my lease and my copier and my printer? I could be doing a lot more meaningful work in support of our members with those dollars.
One of the things that we've learned about in the past year is without public support, there is no public media or public journalism. And the way that we are able to survive is that we have the support of our community that's coalesced around the Colorado Sun. And the same is true with Chalkbeat, the same is true with the Colorado Independent. These are all community assets. They only exist in the context of the community supporting them, and our jobs as independent journalists is to respond to the needs and desires of our community. We have an obligation to our community, and on some levels the community has an obligation back to support us.
I think donors and community members are starting to really understand that media is an important piece. Any change you want to make in the world, the way we talk about it and the social awareness around those issues is a huge piece of that puzzle. And funders, individual donors, community members, I think, are ready to support an initiative like this to help really be careful about the way we're talking about our community, about the way that the people of Denver and Colorado are represented.
We're standing here in front of the Denver Center for the Performing Arts, and our community does a wonderful job of supporting these arts institutions in our state. We need to think the same way about local news. This is something that the community needs to support because it's important for the public good.